Unfortunately, some sad news to start out with this week. WWE Hall of Famer Mae Young, who has been in poor health for a while, passed away this past week at the age of 90. Her goal had been to wrestle Stephanie McMahon on her 100th birthday, which would have been the year 2023, but it was not meant to be. You know, when I think of Mae Young, I think of her time with Moolah during the Attitude Era, and in a way it's kind of a shame. You know, it's kind of like Patterson and Briscoe. Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe were two very accomplished wrestlers in their day, Hall of Famers. You know, Briscoe, part of the legendary Briscoe family with his brother Jack. Patterson, also in his day, one of the best of all time. And a lot of people, especially younger fans, will probably only ever know those guys as the Stooges. You know, Patterson would go around acting like a goofball, and Briscoe would go over to Vince McMahon. Oh, Mr. McMahon, can I get you some coffee? And that's how a lot of people are going to remember those guys. And I think Moolah and Mae Young, to some degree, are probably in a similar situation. They were part of so many goofy comedy skits, and Mae Young would come out and strip and the stuff with Mark Henry. And she was entertaining as all hell, but I don't think a lot of people have a concept of what a tough woman she was. And it's not as though she had all of this great success and all of these championships in her wrestling career. She had a good career. It wasn't like she was one of the greatest of all time, but you know, she was one tough lady back in the day, and even at her age now. I mean, look at some of the stuff she did back in the late 90s. Bubba Ray Dudley powerbombing her off the stage. Bubba was more nervous about that than she was. She took a guitar shot once to the head. I mean, she was beaten up quite a bit, and I remember that. I remember the storyline with Mark Henry, which I'd rather forget about. The Miss Royal Rumble contest back in 2000 at Madison Square Garden. Thank God I wasn't there in the building for it. Actually, maybe I should have been, because I was watching on pay-per-view and had a front row seat for her. It's not even a strip tease. She basically took her top off at the Rumble. There's still a lot of debate to this day on whether or not that was actually a prosthetic that was made for the stunt. I sure hope so, but either way, I tried to block that out of my mind. And she was inducted into the Hall of Fame with Moolah in 2008, a well-deserved honor. She lived a long life. It's hard to complain when you reach the age of 90. I don't know too many people who get to the age of 90. I don't even know very many wrestlers who get to the age of 90 these days. Check this out, guys. For you, the listeners of the Sound Off, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial so that you can check out their service. And it's a quality service. I wouldn't be mentioning it on my show if it wasn't. They have a bunch of wrestling books to choose from in audio form, including Lex Luger's book, Dusty Rhodes' book, Hulk Hogan's book is available with narration from the Hulkster himself. There's even one that chronicles the rise of the late Junkyard Dog in Mid-South, which sounds really interesting. You can choose any one of those free by trying Audible.com. If you commute to work, or if you like listening to things other than music at the gym, I know a lot of people listen to this podcast that way. It seems to me an audiobook would absolutely make sense. To get one, make sure you go to audibletrial.com/Solomonster. It's another way to show your support for the Sound Off, and you get something free in return. Can't beat that. Again, that's audibletrial.com/Solomonster. Time for the